Dry January, day 28. So you got like 3-4 days left and you're at the finish line. And I've been seeing a lot of comments, things like, I'm hoping that this journey goes into February. I don't know if I can do it because I have all these events coming up. And I know I say this a lot, but that's where I think you really need to examine your why. And you have to be very honest with yourself because there is a lot of truth about your drinking behind your why. Why was it that you felt like you needed to do a dry January? And then the next question you need to ask yourself is, how is it going to be different? What has changed in the last couple weeks that I've taken the time off of drinking? What has changed for me to think that I can go back to drinking in February and somehow just be a normal social drinker and not have the negative effects that I was having in 2024 that led me to want to take a month off from drinking? For some reason, we believe the lie that since we've taken time off from drinking, we can go back to it and somehow we'll be a normal drinker. How are we going to be able to control it? And how are we going to be able to moderate when we've never been able to do it in the past? And if we could be a moderate drinker, we wouldn't be doing a dry January. And another question that I think is very telling is, do you honestly think that you're going to be satisfied with just 1, 2, maybe 3 drinks? And this is how I know that to be true for me. I'm coming up on 29 months sober, and to me, still to this day, the thought of just having 1 or 2 drinks sounds boring, sounds lame, sounds like a waste of calories. And that's how I know I could never be a normal social drinker, because I'm the go big or go home. If you're going to drink, you might as well drink. And I know someone can relate to this. I was never drinking for the taste. Still to this day, I really don't like the taste of alcohol that much. I was drinking for the feeling. So I was never that person who would go into a restaurant, sit down, examine the wine menu, look at all the drinks and think, oh, maybe I'd like that. No, I sat down at the table and I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew on the wine menu which wines had the highest ABV. I knew if they had this kind of liquor, I wanted a double with it. I knew what I wanted. I wasn't that person that was just like, oh, I'm gonna casually drink. And also, being in community in early sobriety for me was a very powerful thing, because I learned from the people around me who were at all different ages, stages of their sobriety. And I learned from the ones that had had some time in sobriety and went back to drinking, and it didn't go well for them. If anything, it got worse. And there they are back in community trying to get sober again. So if you plan to go back to drinking in February, or you're on the fence about what you're going to do, just be very honest with yourself and don't defend your drinking at all. Be honest with what 2024 was like with your drinking habits. Just something to think about. Day 28, let's go.